Hey everybody, welcome back to the Midnight Paint and Body channel. 1970 Charger RT SE restoration. So where I left you guys last, I had welded in frame connectors and torque boxes. And in this video, we're going to go about prepping the underside of the car for primer and paint. So basically all I'm going to be doing at this point, I'm taking some red Scotch-Brite pads. I'm going to be going around just scrubbing down everything underneath the car, inside the car, the new floor pans, inside the trunk, all of that stuff. I think to report it would be about as exciting as watching golf on television. So I'm just going to go ahead with that. Really, I'm just making sure everything is cleaned off. You know, as I go over everything, I'll be checking for any little spots that maybe need to be touched up with the welder, anything I've missed. Now is the time to address any last minute stuff. So I'm going to go ahead with that. Like I said, I won't record much because it's pretty boring. But once I'm ready to blow it down, we'll have another look and then we'll get her into the booth. So I'm going to roll the car over, basically do the same on the other side. We'll give it all a quick sand and a blow off, and we're almost ready. So it's the next morning. I didn't end up getting this painted yesterday, obviously. I had a couple of bumpers to paint, so I got those done instead. Figured I would save this for today. So I've kind of gone around, just gave everything a sand underneath, just to make sure there's no loose stuff or anything, any little things that needed to be addressed. So, got that all done. I'll grab a light here and show you guys inside the trunk. So, oh, of course, unplugged it. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Let's try again. So I did a little bit of primer and seam sealer inside the trunk. Get on camera. Just to, yeah, a little less to do once I've got this all primed. So next step, going to be to put it in the booth. We're going to put some epoxy primer on pretty much everything, all the bare metal, and then from there there's some spots that I want to do some seam sealer, mostly in the engine bay, a little bit underneath. We'll do that and then we'll get some paint on here. Our first step is going to be to mix up some epoxy primer to put on all of the bare metal. This is what we're going to be using. It's this Shopline JP390 epoxy. I've been using it for years. It works very well for me. And this is a 2 to 1 to 1 mix. So I'm going to get this in the gun and we're going to go in and start spraying some primer. So everything's got a really good coat of epoxy primer. So I've gone around, I've started doing I'm just spreading a little seam sealer over a few of the welds and a few of the open places. Give it a little more protection. So I'm just going to carry on with that a little bit. You notice I've got black sealer there, now I'm going on to a different color sealer. That's only because it's just what I had. It's the same sealer, just a different color. So some areas with the sealer, I like to kind of mask it off. You get a little cleaner edge on it. So moving on to the areas that will be visible, or a lot more visible, my go-to is always this Dominion Sure Seal brushable sealer. So with this stuff I always mask it out. Got a new can kicking around I was going to show you guys, but I couldn't find it. I don't know where I set it. But this stuff, just like it says, is just a brushable. It kind of self-levels, and it really gets good into the seams. Some of these areas, the factory had really heavy seam sealer where I've dug it all out, so I'm really going to be kind of blobbing some of it in some of these areas. And I have found using this sealer, it's good to get your tape off right away. Otherwise it gets kind of stringy. So, let's see if you guys can see that, but this stuff kind of flows out really nice. Like I say, this is the stuff I really like to use in areas that I know will be kind of visible. So I'm going to carry on with that. We'll come back in a few minutes for another look. So I didn't bother filming much, but I've gone around, done all the little areas of seam sealer. And quite a bit more underneath. Some of this is kind of ugly, but it's completely covered once the shields are on, fenders and everything else. Used a couple different kinds of sealers, so there's a few different colors of sealer going on, but it's all the same thing in the end. So, it is time to start laying the first orange on this car. I just realized I didn't show you guys what we're using on this. So for all of this inner stuff, I'm doing it all with this PBG Shopline single stage. So this is a direct gloss paint. So it doesn't require clear coat. So this is just what I'm using for all these inners. When we get to the outside of the car, it'll be done in the base coat, clear coat system. The color is EV2 Hemi Orange. This is the color that this car was born, so it's the original color for the car. So there she is, the undercarriage all painted. Just give you guys a little look around her. So that's, yeah, basically just 2 good coats of single stage paint on everything. See here, I think I'll just drop this car back down and we'll have a look at the upper side. The camera will stay in place there. So that is definitely a major milestone in this job accomplished, so that's pretty exciting. Getting into some of these really huge jobs like this, sometimes it seems like they never end, but when you get to see something like this, one of these major steps accomplished, it's a pretty good feeling. Of course, on the Mopar stuff, they body color everything, which is kind of nice. So, there she is, guys. May not have been the most exciting video, but I figured I'd take you along so you'd get to see where she's at for anyone that's been watching the progress of the Charger. So, as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you can, subscribe to the channel. That's pretty awesome if you can. Yeah, makes me feel like it's worthwhile to keep these videos coming. So unfortunately I'm going to be taking a break from this job for probably a couple of weeks. I've got a couple other big jobs that need my attention. Stuff that's been booked for quite some time. So I'm going to be doing a couple other things, and then when I get back to this car, I'll turn the camera back on and bring you guys along for whatever the next step may be. All right. Hope to see you on the next video.